Hey, what's going on guys? It's Punkify here for MMOBomb.com and welcome to our first impression gameplay video for Dungeons & Dragons Neverwinter, a new 3D action MMORPG developed by Cryptic Studios in conjunction with Perfect World Entertainment. I'm going to spend about 20-30 minutes or so, don't quote me on that, checking out the game, making my usual style of commentary. If you guys want to learn more about the game, I highly suggest you check down below at MMOBomb.com for the full game profile. So to start off with here, we're going to go ahead and create our new character. Now, if you guys are already familiar with Neverwinter or just Dungeons & Dragons in general, you know that the series is renowned for its character customization options. And Neverwinter, in this case the MMORPG, not just the campaign, is no different. You have a plethora of options to choose from in creating your character in order for you to actually create a very unique, singular character that no one else has quite the same attributes or even background story. So to begin with here, we got our races. Now we have human, dwarf, halfling, tiefling, elf, and half-elf. Now there are certain other classes, or races I should say, that are scheduled to come soon. Keep in mind that the Neverwinter beta is currently closed, so everything here is subject to change or get added upon or, updated, etc. So if we look at each of these character customizations, we can see that they all have their own unique racial attributes. Now these attributes differ from race to race, but essentially they'll give you things like plus critical strike chance, they'll give you plus dexterity, intelligence, or wisdom, etc. Just depends on whichever ones you're actually choosing. Some of them will even give you bonuses against certain types of damage. So for example, the dwarf, you get plus 2 constitution, 2 strength, 2 wisdom, but he also has resistance to damage over time, as well as resistance to knock and repel effects. So things that you could expect in the typical pen and paper D&D attributes apply over to the MMO as well. So let's go ahead here. Now I think Tiefling is pretty awesome, so I'm going to go ahead and choose this character here. We look at the female character. There's lots of goat horn people, and their ability scores give us charisma, constitution, intelligence, and infernal wrath. Whenever you are hit, you have a 10% chance to lower the power of the attacker, as well as deal an additional 5% damage to targets below half health. So let's go ahead and continue from here, and from here we actually choose our character class. Now there are a lot of character classes available in Neverwinter, but for the closed beta there are only 3. So right now we have the Trickster Rogue, which as you can see here, the Devoted Cleric, which is sort of the healing / holy damage class, and the Guardian Fighter. Now I already have another video already scheduled with the Trickster Rogue for dungeon play, and so we're going to go ahead and show off the Devoted Cleric in this case. Now down here you can kind of see some of their early abilities. These are some of the abilities you can expect to use. They have religion. You can interact with religious objects, which means that you can interact with objects on the ground that have religion attributes to them. Flame Strike raises a column of holy fire. Healing Word, of course, a healing ability, and this allows me to toggle between the enemy or allied version of your right-click power. So there are, of course, free form action combat. So what that means is there's no tab targeting. We'll get into that in just a little bit. And of course, in classic D&D style, you get to roll for your ability scores. And if you can see here, I can roll around here and get different attributes all located. Now, wisdom is my primary, whereas charisma and strength are my secondaries. And as you can see, when I hover over each of these, it gives me exactly what each one of them does. Now, I want the most wisdom as possible because that is my primary here for Devoted Cleric. And down here, we get to choose our racial bonus as well. So I can do plus 2 charisma and constitution or plus 2 charisma and intelligence. I want to go with the intelligence here and go ahead and click continue. Now from here we of course get the customization options. You have the initial presets, which are sort of like the baseline for you to choose from, but these aren't all the options you actually get. I can even zoom in over here, as you can see. A lot of character detail, as you can see, and if we go to customize, we get all these options here. Horns, everything is available for us to actually change and adjust. Now these may not all be here or be in the closed beta, so keep in mind a lot of these things may become more fleshed out, etc. But as you can see, you have everything from face scaling, body shape, body scaling to complexion, etc. I'm not going to spend too much time on this. I do wish that they had a randomization option on here. Don't really see that right now, but maybe in the future. So let's go ahead and change our hair here until I can find, yeah, there we go, horned with a nice little, yeah, with that. I forget exactly what it's called, but we can choose the color as well. We got blue. Sure, let's go with the blue. That is a mohawk. That is what that is. I could not recall. Alright, so let's go back here. Now you even get to choose the character's origins. To my knowledge, these don't have any initial effects. They may have effects in the game later on. But as you can see, you can choose things from like your background, where you're from, Baldur's Gate, all the iconic locations from the D&D universe and lore. So you can choose all this stuff here. You can even choose that you're a plucky pirate. You're a former member of the Blue Dawn, a band of pirates who plundered the Dragonmere. I like that. And let's go ahead and choose this over here, which is our affiliation. So this shows like different things of what you're affiliated with, what you've been doing in your past, what, you know, is your resolve essentially. So I'm just going to choose a random one of these. Tempest, the goddess of power, and patron of martial prowess. Sure, why not? So here we got our devoted cleric. Everything is created now, and I'm going to go ahead and create my character here, Serapho, and I'm going to begin my adventure. Now you can add a biography if you want. If you're a really big lore buff, you can add that in there, but I'm going to leave that blank for now and just begin the adventure. And level 1, there we go. And I got like a ball and chain cleric weapon, which is pretty cool. It's not just like a staff or anything. It looks like I can just, you know, punch people in the face with that. So as you can see here, we're going to start off the game here. Like I said before, this is free targeting, so you don't actually have to tab target or anything like that. A nice little feature you may notice right off the bat is there's a small sort of aura / line that sort of guides you to where your next quest is. So as you can see here, I think I have to grab this quest from him. Yep, there we go. Travel to the Sleeping Dragon Bridge, and we have to fight our way through some undead forces. And we'll get a symbol as well, which gives me additional power. It's like a weapon. Let's go ahead and accept that, and that's going to be a reward. Now, as you can see here, this line sort of like allows us to follow that to show us where the next quest is. If you really quickly here, you can see that I can just hover over any enemy. There wasn't too many enemies right there, but I can hover over it and attack that enemy. Now, there is a little bit of sort of like guidance, I guess you could say, when trying to attack, in that your reticule will sort of follow the enemy when you're close enough, but you do have free opportunity to choose which targets you attack, and in fact, a lot of your abilities allow you to attack multiple targets at once, just fluidly. So as you can hear, Valendra's Shadow Mantle, a badass little witch demon there, has created some monstrosities for us to kill. That's a pretty cool looking monster right there. So we're going to have to fight our way through the gates of the undead, or the bridge rather. The actual character itself, or the environment, looks really stunning, I have to say. The graphics right here are, of course, running on full. Everything is maxed out. This may change. We may get additional options in the future. But right now, as you can see, my left click ability here is the way that I'm actually going to attack targets. Now, I can use shift, as you can see here. It allows me to get out of range. But if you guys have ever played anything with a stamina system, and when it comes to moving away or dodging attacks, it is only available for a couple of times before it has to recharge. But me being a ranged attacker here, I can do, whoa, that does so much damage. These things are super easy for me to kill, so no problem. Now I can, let's get back there a little bit. Now I can hold this down. I don't actually have to click it multiple times. And right now it's just a basic ability, so we just get the basic attack. If I hit Alt here, I can actually use my mouse and show you. This is just a spear of light that spears my foes. But we get additional abilities fairly quickly, as you'll see. So let's go ahead and just clear these guys out. Now, right now, of course, being low level, you're not going to have like a ton of craziness. But the game does give you a good opportunity to try out some of the early abilities, as well as have even a boss fight, even by the time of level 4. So now I've got an additional ability here, which we'll try out. And if I look here, if I actually click on it right here, you'll notice this Astral Seal. In case your enemy in an Astral Seal, you or your allies striking that target will gain health. So it's, of course, this is a healing type class, but it doesn't mean I don't do damage. In fact, a lot of the classes, this class in general, the healing class, the cleric, will have abilities that allow them to do damage while also supporting the allies. You'll get your typical heal spells, but you also get support spells as well. So let's go here and move up. I can right click this, as you can see. It allows me to fire like this beam into people, this ball of light here. And that sort of allows this guy in front of me here to get some additional buffs, you know, get some healing, etc. Let's go ahead and keep moving up here. So I can just go boop, and then I can even then attack him after that. Now, one thing you may notice initially here is that when I attack a target, it adds the debuff to them right next to their health bar. So that's a good way of telling you, hey, this is what the current debuffs apply to a target are. So we'll keep moving up here really quickly here and go ahead and clear these guys out as quickly as possible. Why'd you just... He just like fell over. He keeps falling over. He died like... What's wrong with his head? It's like backwards. The guy literally died out of nowhere. Alright, so now we've got ourselves an enemy to fight here. And as you can see, he actually places stuff on the ground. So I do have to watch out for those and be wary, because if I'm too close, I will actually... In fact, I'll just go ahead and stand on it right now, as you can see. If I stand on it, I take damage over time. In this case, I get immolated. So I do need to be careful of that, but it's alright. I can just right-click here and get a little bit of healing back, which I think is a nice little touch. And I can just pick up the loot by hitting F in order to pick up some minor healing potions. Now the combat right now, of course, is very simple. Whoa, the Harbinger. So we got a really like pumped up on steroids undead guy, and we're gonna have to fight this guy. And you guys can see some of the timed action combat. Now what I mean by that is sometimes the enemies will telegraph their basically they'll telegraph their abilities if they're gonna do anything that does a lot of damage. There'll also be, as you can see before, sort of a what are you running away for? Why don't we all just fight him at once? I don't get it. What is this? A piercing longsword. I will pick that up here. But I've got a new ability here in Sunburst, which unleashes a blast of radiant around me. So it invokes a blast of radiance with heals, but it also does damage and knocks away enemies. So hopefully I'll be able to use this and do some quite good damage. Alright, so we'll come up to these guys here. Bam! Look at that. It just completely obliterated everybody. No problem. I do like the fact that everything, look, you can even move like the skeleton pieces around. So there's a lot of like physics-based applications of the abilities, which I think is really awesome. So let's go ahead and apply that debuff here. Now, can I actually knock this guy back? Nope. He's too big, but as you can see, he's telegraphing attack there. You can kind of move out of the way. Now, sometimes the abilities won't actually... watch out there. Sometimes the abilities won't actually give you that much time, obviously. Oh, let's watch out. They'll actually occur much quicker. But again, this is just the tutorial. This is sort of to get everybody acclimated. And definitely guys that big won't be normally doing only a few damage to you. They're going to be doing quite a lot. From personal experience, I can tell you that you can get close to dying quite easily. So now you can see you have sort of your special ability here. Now, as you can see here, these are action points, and I get action points by dealing damage with my ability, etc. And when it gets max rank, or when it actually fills this entire little D6 die up here, you'll get to use sort of your special ability. In this case, Guardian of Faith, call down a faithful angel to smite your foe, dealing damage and knocking you down your target. As the angel ascends, it restores hit points. These abilities are really badass, and hopefully I'll be able to show you it as we continue. So it looks like we get ourselves a special new weapon, which I will continue and grab. Certainly not going to decline that. Can I push this barrel around? I can't push this one around. There are other barrels we're able to push around. Let's go ahead and equip this new weapon here. Equip. There we go. And we have it ourselves equipped right there. We can go ahead and go to the main area. Now, like most of you who have played any type of D&D game know, Neverwinter itself is a big city area. And so your task as a player to help the city rise from the ashes of destruction, go out and defend it from evil, etc., and conquer all the undead and other monstrosities out there. So let's go ahead and accept this quest here, and we're going to continue forward. So if I give you an idea, if I actually take a look back here, you'll see that you can't really see it too well here, but hopefully as we move out here you'll be able to see a little bit more. You'll see that this area is quite beautiful, as you can see here. This really expansive town, you can run all the way over there. And if I bring up the map, this place is huge. And there's a lot of different quest hubs, etc., that you can pick up stuff from. I really like this feature of being able to just see, where you have to run to. I'm tired of just having to open the map all the time. I can just sort of follow that, go exactly to where I need to go. Let's go ahead and accept that quest there. And vital supplies makes me have to go pick up some corn and bread or whatever else. And we'll get to some additional fighting here pretty soon. So what other features are there? Well, of course, there are dungeons which you can actually get into. That's another video that we're going to show you. One of the first dungeons that you can access is around level 16. And is basically an orc hideout where there's a bunch of big brutish orcs that you have to fight. What's really cool about this game is that it does have a companion system, which you guys may have heard, or used in other games such as SWTOR, etc. But what's really awesome is you can bring not only your full party of 5 into a dungeon, but you can bring your companions as well. And your companions can actually be customized with different abilities. They can be trained up so they get additional power. They level up on their own, etc. Which is actually a really nice touch, I have to say. Beyond that, you also have your mounts, of course, which you get those at level 20. Now, where's the next one? I go, here it is. This is why it's so awesome. You can just say, hey, I've got to go over here now to pick something up. So go ahead and interact with this and take all that brandy there. Nicely done. Bread and meat. Nice little ambient speaking going on there. All right, and then we'll get the Waterdeep sweetmeats. I'll let me some sweetmeats. Collect supplies completed, and we can go ahead and turn these in here. Now, if I hit P while doing this, you can kind of see my daily powers, and that is the ability I was speaking of. If I hit P, Daily powers is the ability that you get to use whenever you have full action points. And as you can see, you get different ones at different levels. Now, although your bar at the bottom is sort of limited, you get something like a set of like 6 abilities or so max. You do have many more abilities to actually use. And oh, I think this is pretty cool. I think, yep, look at this. You can just like kick around barrels. I know it's not that much, but it certainly adds to the ambient factor. Usually everything's static and you can't actually touch anything. Of course, I can use shift here to make myself move a little quicker. Unfortunately, I can't really run any faster than this at current, but you do get a mount eventually. Beyond this, the way the looting works in dungeons is you're able to, pick it up. It does the need, greed, pass system, which many other MMORPGs do. It doesn't really affect it that much. I think that's just fine. Let's go ahead and come in here. But there is really a lot of emphasis on customizing your character and their overall abilities. Once we get through some of these early quests, I'll be able to spend some more time showing you some of the cool abilities that you're able to unlock later on in sort of the customization. There is, of course, like a skill tree which you can put points into, but those are more, looks like I need to do something else. But those are more passive skills. Your active skills you get from just sort of leveling up. The passive skills are like plus and critical strike chance, or like look at this, I can knock over all the chairs. I want to knock over your chair. Let's knock all these over. Can I sit in a chair? Let's see, maybe I can just like jump on this chair here. Whoop. There. No, dang. Well, I'm just clumsy. I can't sit in that chair, but oh well. Let's go up here. See what I have to do up here. Now this is interesting. As you can see this, I think this means that this is sort of like a zoned area, and basically only you will be able to come in here and have sort of story-specific quests. SwordTor did that, and I believe this game does it as well. And it's like a nice little feature to kind of add to the game's immersion. So let's go ahead and pick up these vial supplies, get some experience points here. I'm going to go ahead and jump out of here. So I'm already level 4, so you do level up quite easily early game, and that gives you access to several abilities at your disposal. We'll go ahead and come back out here really quickly. Now, in terms of what else the game has to offer, well, like I said, there is the player companion customization. There you get the mounts, you get to do the dungeons. There's also these areas itself. These are sort of mini dungeons, which you can do either in groups or by yourself. These aren't the main dungeons, but these, are usually for things like quests, etc. Look at these guys coming in here, but it's all right. Holy Light pushes all of them back, and I get to kill all of them. Look at this thing, and it moves around. I like the little physics. Physics are always a nice touch. Now, what does this do? I'm assuming this would heal me up if I am low HP. I believe also this is a save point. So as you progress through some dungeons, you'll reach new save points, which mean when you die, you don't have to actually go through the entire dungeon again to get back to your companions. Now, that's pretty cool if you can see those light spears that I throw. They're pretty awesome here. And I have to say, the game really makes the combat meaty. I mean, even for a cleric itself. The cleric, I don't normally play healing classes, especially in DPS roles. But Cryptic has really done a good job of making each of the classes feel like they're not, underpowered, and they've got really something to bring to the team. And it makes even the most basic thing of combat, the auto attacks, etc. Ooh, that guy knocked me back. As you can see, he did like a power attack. Makes everything like really effective and fun to play. Now, we do have coverage of all 3 classes. Magic Man did coverage on the Bomb Live today, which you guys should see that up on MMOBomb's YouTube soon. We also have a dungeon run, which utilizes the Rogue class at level 16. And then what you're viewing right now is, of course, the Cleric. There are, of course, other classes that are available. Notably, there's the Control Wizard. There's the guy with the big 2-handed sword. There's quite a lot of classes actually available. Beyond the Guardian as well, which is sort of the tanking class. Magic Man actually did the Guardian for the Bomb Live, so you'll be able to see gameplay of that. But currently only 3 actually available in the closed beta. More available in the future. Unable to perform this interaction. There we go. Not really sure what's that. So we get to actually pick up some Thieves Picks. Grants the thievery skill for 3 minutes. So this is pretty cool. Normally, if there is a locked chest, etc., you would have to have a thief in your class, or a thief in your group, rather, to unlock that chest. Also, I'm assuming that would be for, like, undoing traps, etc. What's cool, though, boom, there we go, is that in this case, I was able to pick up an item, and that item gave me the ability to have that thieving class, or thieving ability, rather, picking ability, without actually having a thief. Now, I do have now enough points to use my special ability, so hopefully as I come up here, you'll be able to see it. Now I can just hit it by aiming it and then hitting 1, and you'll notice, bam! Look at that. Didn't kill him, but it did a lot of damage. These guys do like, why am I not doing any damage? Is that honor reach? Okay, so this is the main guy I actually have to kill. That's it right there. Taking a little bit of damage, but I just apply my debuff there to him. Use Q to blow him back there, and heal myself up. I'm doing pretty good as a sustainable class. There we go. So let's go ahead and grab that note, which is most likely for class. I can go ahead and kill this guy too. Bam! Knocks over the barrel. I really like the fact that the characters react to the physics, because you'll knock characters off of ledges, you know, when they die, etc. like that, or they can knock you off of ledges. There is much more than simply, you know, just standing in front of a guy and tanking him and he dies at your feet. Let's just go ahead and open this treasure, and I'll continue that to grab that. Level 5. Awesome. So now I have a new power. If I look at this, this applies a heal over time to both you and your target. This power has 3 encounter charges, and recasting on an effective ally will extend the duration. Now directly heals you and your target in addition to healing over time, does not consume an encounter charge, and stacks with non-divine version. Awesome. So this allows me just to aim it essentially, and I can actually cast it on someone else as well as myself. So this one requires dungeoneering skill to interact. So this is sort of you need certain, let's see if I can maybe use this, and maybe that'll allow me, let's use the picks. Can I use it now? Nope. So you do need to have certain individuals with certain attributes, etc., that allow them to unlock new areas. So it's really good to go back to areas. If you find something unique, you go back to it and pick up someone who actually does have the ability to do that, and that way you can actually open up those new areas, maybe new bosses, new loot, etc. So we'll go ahead and run back over here really quickly. I can just go ahead and use my lightning holiness to flash forward here. Keep going. Now there is PvP in the game. There's one of the mounts, as you can see, the Armored Nightmare. I get that, I believe, at level 20. You can get a mount rather at level 20. There's PvP in the game. Currently, there is a 5v5 sort of like a team deathmatch style mode. I don't know what else outside of that. I don't know if there's any castle siege, etc. Details on that are still a little bit iffy, but if there is any additional information, we can certainly let you know on MMOBomb.com. So we've gone ahead and finished that quest here. Let's see if we can do a couple more quests. It looks like we're going to jump down in the sewer. Man, I'm going to all these dirty places. Got to clean up the sewers. Got to clean out, you know, like the freaking back alleys, all this kind of stuff. All right, so campfires and rest zones where out-of-combat players may heal, using invocation and power. So there we go. As you can see here is the trap area that I was unaware of. But this does actually quite a lot of damage, I have to say. Let's go ahead and see if I can disarm this trap now. Now, some traps obviously will only be available for the rogue to actually, the trickster rogue to disable. Sort of like their special ability, their class mechanics. Let's go ahead and pick up that recovery scroll. Now, some weapons and items that you actually do get in the game need you to be... Oh, I can open this adventurer box here. It looks like we get a portable altar, a small shrine that needs accessories to invoke the powers of a deity. Awesome. So it looks like you get, you know, sort of bonuses after you reach certain levels. Now let's go ahead and use a health potion there and get myself back to full HP. And we can move through here. I have to say these areas are quite awesome. They a lot of diversity even early on in the game. You know, even the enemies you fight, as well as like the areas you progress through. I mean, I'm still in just the starting Neverwinter area. I'm in the sewers, for crying out loud, and this is pretty awesome, I have to say. All right, let's come over here. Kill these guys. And an explosion. Let's go ahead and heal myself up a little bit. Now, different classes have different, you know, roles. Like I've been speaking of, the cleric's obviously the healer. There are different DPS classes, but not even just DPS. Like the trickster rogue and the control wizard, for example. Even the DPS has a lot of control mechanics. I can shoot these guys from way over there. I'm OP. Look at that. Oh man, they can shoot me too. Never mind. And they're gonna jump down, looks like, after me. It's alright though. But usually you'll have abilities that can allow you to do things like CC them, you know, do crowd control. The trickster rogue, for example, allows you to stun or to daze people, meaning that they don't attack as much, you know, they don't use their special abilities or their power attacks. And so it allows you to sort of work together as a team to handle certain mob fights. And you might even have to back out of a dungeon if you don't have the proper skills equipped, in order for you to actually equip the right skills in order for you to take on the challenges ahead. There we go. So we'll go ahead and kill those guys real quickly here. And I need to perform this action. How do I open this gate? So I need a key. So I got to find a key here. And look, this is like a puzzle. I'm not able to just continue progressing forward. I have to find a specific key available here in order for me to unlock this gate. Now if I hit C here, you'll be able to see my character's attributes. As you can see, his armor cost, all of his attribute history. This allows you to see, you know, where points are spent in your tree or in your attribute breakdown, so you can actually tailor it so you have more points in wisdom, more points in charisma, etc. And then you get to see all your weapons, etc. There's your powers. Now the feats are sort of the skill-based, you know, attributes that actually come in passively. So as you can see, you start off with this devoted cleric, and then you can break it down to virtuous, faithful, and righteous. Each of these offering a sort of different style of play. These are all passive skills though, so if you hover over this, you gain 1 to 5% more action points whenever you use a healing ability, 1 to 5% more hit points, and 2 to 10% duration increase of conditions. So you're able to really customize and tailor what type of cleric you want to play. It's not just all clerics are similar. Ah, there we go. So those are a gate. I have to actually pull a lever. Let's go and pull that. The game looks gorgeous, I have to say, and the action combat really feels meaty. I don't feel sort of restrained in where I'm at. And in fact, when I was playing the Trickster Rogue, it felt really fluid, just kind of dashing in between. Wow, whoa! You gotta watch out for those. So there's like a trap right there. So you really have to pay attention to the ground. And this is where, obviously, at higher levels, it's going to be necessary for you to actually have a rogue in your group to sort of stealth and move around, find the traps, etc. So I'm assuming, yeah, there's one on that side. I can move forward a little bit. Nope. Oh, got hit with another. Oh no, God! So many arrows in my backs. I'm getting backstabbed. All right, let's go ahead and open that lever again. I'll use another potion here. We got some different guys, some dragon shield dudes. Dude, that guy is taking all my damage. All right, so let's go ahead and knock them back a little bit. Now, as you notice, they actually shielded, so they didn't get knocked back quite a lot at all. I'm gonna have to use my special ability here. There we go. Get that dragon shield guy down. Use my special ability to get that healing debuff on him. I'm doing like no damage to this guy. Holy crap. Use my special ability again. So it's all about the cooldown timers. There's no sort of mana system that you have to worry about, even for the cleric. Everybody sort of uses the same, just action skill cooldowns. Although some classes will have an added mechanic. So for example, the rogue class has stealth mechanic. Stealth in itself, well, new traps activated. What's going on here? I gotta pay attention. So the stealth mechanic itself isn't permanent. You stealth for a few seconds. Why are you laughing at me? What's going on here? Oh God, giant spider, giant tarantula, 2 tarantulas. Let's do this. All right. Come on, death jump spiders. What? That's like some skill saws all over the place. Can I lure them into this? That would be awesome. Let's see if I can do that, guys. Let's see if it actually damages them. Oh yeah, that is awesome. So the traps can actually damage each other, which I think damage the enemies, not just yourself. That is a really nice little sort of attribute. Oh my God, that does so much damage. I didn't even realize it. All right, so let's go ahead and do this here. Finish this guy off. I mean, right now you have just access to a few abilities, but you get a lot of additional abilities fairly quickly and in quick succession. So I'll get another ability level 6, and they Perfect World and Cryptic really stress that, the abilities you get early on aren't going to just be abilities that you use by yourself for like levels and levels and levels. You'll be constantly getting new abilities, so you can try out new things, new play styles, and really have a lot of options for customizing your character, which I think is great, obviously. All right, let's go ahead and get out there. Dodged ya, bro. No problem. Now, if you notice next to the mini-map, too, there are sort of like 3 separate little like events that are going on. Oh, he webbed me! He webbed me, guys! Look at that! That is awesome. Well, spiderlings! Boom! Get rid of the spiders. No problem. Alright, so I've got Boots of Restoration now. Let's see if I can actually equip those. So we're going to equip that Boost of Restoration there. What else we got here? Plus defense. I'm going to go ahead and equip that as well. And I've already got a better weapon. So we've got some boots on and whatnot. Let's go ahead and grab this treasure chest. Alright, Scavenger's Chain Armor. I'm going to go ahead and put that on here. And I can't equip. Maybe I'm not the right level. Yep, needs level 6. I'm about halfway there. Alrighty now, so let's go ahead and try to finish this up to this dungeon. Now, like I was saying before, the things that you see right next to the minimap, those are sort of events. So the game does have, this isn't just for the beta, but the game will have events essentially where everybody can join up and do skirmishes or profession stuff together. In this case, there's an arena PvP that starts in an hour. So you're able to not only queue for PvP, but there's also events that essentially people can participate in. I'm assuming for prizes, etc. like that. Let's go ahead. Can I kick the barrel? Boom! Look at this. Rolling it down the hill. I can imagine people like try to get a barrel all the way across to the end of a dungeon. Come here, my precious barrel. Wilson! Alright. Kill those guys. Alrighty. Let's go ahead and move up here. Ooh, what do we got here? So, I mean, the game really, like, encourages you to just explore, you know, bring friends. The game is very much you know, Dungeons & Dragons itself is very much a party game. This is something that you play with friends, you know, and usually in pen and paper, around a board, around, you know, your own little dungeon map with people in a table. And in this case with Neverwinter, you know, it is obviously meant for groups as well, because there's certain areas that you can't even access with your character. You need other characters to be able to do that. So let's go ahead and smite you. Hurrah! There. That is so awesome. I wish he actually stayed and fought with you. I think that would be awesome. This guy here, as you can see, is blocking attacks. Now, there is also positional damage, so being behind a target will actually give you a better chance of doing critical strikes, etc. Much like you would expect in any sort of like true hardcore Dungeons & Dragons style MMO. I can definitely see a lot of people that have played the old Dungeons & Dragons MMO converting to this one. It's got a lot of the same style of, you know, it's got updated rather combat mechanics, and they've really done, I think Cryptic has really done a great job of providing an immersive experience from what, you know, the few hours that I played this today. Alrighty here. I mean, my quest is over there, but look, I can just go explore these areas and pick up scrolls and all kinds of good stuff. What's cool also is like professions, basically in the game, you know, being able to craft different things, etc. There's certain attributes, and I haven't really figured all these out yet, but there's certain attributes that you can actually learn by picking up items around the world in dungeons that'll tell you how to create special new combinations of like gems, etc. for new items and new attributes for you to equip, which I think is a really, whoa, okay, so there you go. So there's one of the special attacks that if you don't actually watch out for it and they start striking you, you sort of get mini stunned. And you have to really be careful not to stand in that. I almost died several times earlier in the dungeon that I was running with my rogue. Alright, so go ahead and kill that guy. I've already pulled this lever? I think I have. Alright. Let's go ahead and come over here and pick this up really quickly. A couple other neat little features that I'll show you guys really quickly is the ability to completely rearrange your HUD. There's several MMOs that do offer that ability, but it's nice to see that you get this right off the bat. Neverwinter is definitely going to be an MMO for those who love customizing things, not only for the individual character customization, you know, and the UI customization that you get, but you also have the Foundry. Now, for those of you unfamiliar with what the Foundry is, you saw the option a little bit at the beginning. Can I push that? Nope. You saw the option a little bit at the beginning. The Foundry actually is unlocked at, I believe, level 12 or 15, and that gives you the ability to actually create your own dungeons. No joke, for free. You can create your own dungeons. So this dungeon experience here is obviously one Cryptic's created, but they have really sort of forced the idea that this game is going to expand with the help of players. Eventually with players you'll be able to create, you know, a bunch of your own custom dungeons and run them with friends and get feedback on what they like, what they don't like, and be able to place the enemies, etc. And I think that is an amazing feature, honestly. You know, people really get tired of running the same dungeons and dungeons over and over at max level, but if you can create your own... Whoa, what's going on there? What is this ability? A fire breath. Whatever. I'll go ahead and pull them back really quickly. Watch out there. Jump back. I'm on fire now, but it's alright. Gonna go ahead and heal myself up. Right click there to apply that attribute there. There we go. Alright. So now I can focus this guy here. Just use my special abilities here. Oh! Let's get out of the way there. It still got me a little bit, but not too much damage. I've got the debuff applied to him, and I can also heal myself as well. So it's not really that hard to survive as a cleric, at least right now. In dungeons, it's quite a different matter, and you'll see that in the upcoming video. This guy, I totally disowned this guy with that with that angel. Why aren't you taking any damage? Are you dead? Yes. Awesome. Alright, so let's go ahead and open this chest here. And I got Grace's Jewelry, which is for a quest, which is awesome. And I can now interact with this chest here and get a new symbol here, which is a new weapon. I am, of course, not going to decline that. Go ahead and equip this weapon. Ah, I can't use it. Level 6. I'm not quite there. Let's go ahead and equip that then. Oh, wait. I already have something better. Never mind that. And, yep, need level 6 and 8 for a lot of other stuff. Alright, so let's go ahead and jump out of this to return to the surface here. Overall, guys, I would highly recommend checking out Neverwinter if you haven't played it before. The game has a really nice ambient feeling to it. As you can see, there's a lot of the citizens walking around here. Different people chatting and communicating, and it really makes a good deal of immersive feeling and experience. As you can see, there's a big city in the background, and the game looks absolutely stunning, I have to say. If we look at a couple other features here, if I hit Alt again, you'll notice up here we have a mission journal, which of course is your quest. It's a nice sort of, even in the mission journal itself, has a nice ambient sort of like immersive feeling to it, the way it's laid out. Social aspects, guild aspects as well, mail. And then this is the Astral Diamond feature. Now this is the sort of cash shop feature in the game. There's not a lot of information currently about it. It does look like you're able to convert Zen, which is I believe the cash shop currency, by using some of these Astral Diamonds, etc., to sort of get one of the other. So you may be able to get the cash shop currency simply by using. I'm going to go ahead and click this promo prize, 750,000. Yes, please. So by claiming that, maybe there will be no remaining balance. Yes, I want it all. Give it. There we go. So you're able to convert that and then be able to purchase different things and sell it as well if you wanted to. So you could buy 500 of them for 398 each. So it allows you to use the in-game currency to get some of the cash shop currency as well, which I think is a nice trade-off. That way, even the cash shop items aren't completely restricted from free-to-play players to access. I think that's a nice touch, and as long as there isn't items in the cash shop that are overpowered, then I can see that being a nice balance, as you could say. Now, let's see here. Any other features? As you can see with the map I'm bringing up, I can actually find out and click on separate areas here to actually take a look at the different things, points of interest in this case. But let's go ahead and turn this quest here to finish this up here. Finder's fee completed. Complete quest. And I didn't level up, guys, unfortunately. That is too bad. But alright, I'm going to go ahead and call my first look here for now. If you guys want to learn more about Neverwinter, I highly suggest you check down below at MMOBomb.com for the full game profile. I would also recommend you stay tuned here on MMOBomb.com for more gameplay, both the dungeon as well as with the Trickster Rogue, as well as a stream that we had earlier with the Guardian. But otherwise, guys, let's go ahead and dance my way out of here. Dance. And let's see here. Oh yeah, so you gotta go emote and then dance. It's a little bit different. Alright, so I can even dance different dances here if I actually go down here. We got the raise the roof. I'm going to go ahead and do that. Yeah, there we go. Oh yeah, look at me go. Alright guys, this has been Smokify. I'll see you guys next time. Smokify out. Later guys.